Hi friends, welcome to my new episode. Today, since Christmas is around the corner, we shall be making a nice Christmas cake with brandy. Well, I am using brandy, but this same cake you can make with rum or whiskey, whatever you prefer. So for that, first what I am using is orange, 2 oranges peel sets and 1 lemon peel sets. Over here, the juice of the same 2 oranges and the juice of the same lemon are both mixed together. Here I have taken 3 spoons, eating spoons, 3 to 4 eating spoons you can take, depending on how dark color you want, because this sugar will be caramelizing it and adding to the whole mixture. Now, all the dry fruits total, I have taken 1 kilo. So for that, I have taken 100 grams of dates. I have taken 200 grams of prunes, 200 grams of nice chopped walnuts, if you prefer. Pecan nuts to walnuts, go ahead and use pecan nuts. Then I have taken 200 grams of the lemon and the orange peels, or you can even use tutti frutti, what you get. Then over here I have apricots and figs dried, cut into 4. These are 100 grams each. The baking powder is 1 full teaspoon. Then I have taken cinnamon powder, 1 full teaspoon, and half a teaspoon of salt. Brown sugar is 100 grams, which we'll be adding while mixing with the butter. The butter which I have taken over here is exactly 260 grams. And the flour or the maida which I have used, 280 grams. Now, along with this dry fruits, what I did 1 week before, I took 180 ml of brandy, and in this brandy I have soaked both 2 types of raisins, the dark one and the light one, and along with that I have soaked cranberries. The other things you need not soak. So here you see, still the liquid is left. We will be using all of this. This maximum you do is 1 week in advance. And along with all this, I have taken 3 eggs. So firstly, we will break these eggs. This egg, we'll just beat it and put it aside, because this we'll be using after everything cools down. When you make the sets from the orange and lemon, see that you do not scrape the white part of the fruit, otherwise you'll get more bitterness. Now the first thing we do is switch on the hot plate and let the pan heat up a little. we'll be using a wooden spoon throw in the butter first, then add all this raisins and cranberry with the liquid, add the brown sugar to it and mix it all well together. At the same time, what we'll do is shift this at the back and make the caramel with the sugar. So we'll be making the caramel, make a nice brown caramel, because this is going to give a nice deep color. This, when it is light brown, we put it aside. Do not add it right away because this is still cold. Leave the caramel on the side and heat this mass till it starts cooking. And when it is hot, then add this caramel to it, not before that. You can see the caramel is still becoming darker, though I have shifted it. Now that it has started cooking, you can see it has started cooking, and very soon the butter will also melt inside. We add the caramel to this and mix it fast so that it gives a nice dark color. We shall be cooking this for a while till it reduces a little. While this is cooking, we shall be adding the baking powder, the cinnamon powder and salt, in the maida or flour and mix it well. Cook this for another 5 minutes till the liquids reduce. When a very little liquid is left, switch off and take this at the back. First thing you add is your nuts into this. Mix it well. After adding the nuts, you can just add everything inside. All your dry fruits, what you have, just go on adding into the mixture. Add the tutti frutti or the orange and lemon skin at the end. Do not add it now. It has started giving a nice aroma of brandy. And now we put the orange and lemon zest inside. This will add to the taste and it will add to the aroma also. So we go on mixing it. At this time, add the orange juice and the lemon juice to it. Mix it well, and on a low fire, very low fire, just put it again so that the other dry fruits will soak up the liquids. Your actual flavor of the cake, the brandy or the rum or the whiskey that you use, will come later when the cake is finished, cooled, made holes inside, and then you pour a nice dash of that brandy, rum, whiskey over it. You can, if you want to use and have a flavor of, say, orange, then you can use liqueur also, like Grand Marnier, if you don't want whiskey or rum or brandy. Now we shift this to the side and let it cool down before we add the egg. But at this time we shall be adding the tutti frutti or the orange and lemon peel into the whole mixture and mix it well. We shall apply at the bottom and on the sides nicely. Put a parchment paper or a butter paper on top of it. Apply a little butter on top of this so that it sticks properly, with one more that we'll be putting on the top. Stick it well. Turn the paper like this on the sides. And put the ring on top. Now, when it is nice and cool, we shall add the beaten egg inside and mix it. Then what we are supposed to do is take the flour, half of it, and see that no granules of flour come into it, so that it is easy for you to mix this whole thing. And as far as possible, don't go in little by little. Try to put everything in it and then mix it all finely so that none of the dry flour remains or is seen. After mixing, what we do is pour all this into your mold. Distribute the whole thing around. We shall tap like this in order, in case there are any air bubbles inside, that will go off. We heat the oven at 160. Preheat the oven at 160, and when the oven is preheated, we'll put this inside for 70 to 90 minutes. Now, since the oven is preheated on 160, we open the oven. I always prefer putting my baking paper over my baking tray, and slowly I will put this in the oven and just leave it to bake inside. I will put the timer on first for 50 minutes. After 50 minutes, I'll check it up. In case it is becoming too brown on the top, I'll cover it up with a foil and let it go on for another 10 to 20 minutes. Now about 40 minutes, and I've opened this to see. Here you can see that it has taken a nice dark brown color. So what we will do is we shall remove this and cover this up with aluminum foil and put it back inside. Putting the oven at 150 and leave it inside for another 30 minutes. So now, after total 85 minutes, we switch off the oven and remove the cake. Lovely. The color is nice and dark. It smells also good, but we will still prick this in the center to see. Oh yes, it comes up pretty dry. Yes, it is scrumpy and dry. So we just leave this now to cool down. Do not try to open it from the spring form while it is still warm. Now what I forgot to do initially was to put two of this cut baking paper like this inside on the side and cover the whole thing up so that the cake doesn't touch the rim. But it is okay, I have greased the rim. Maximum what would happen is on the sides it will be a little more darkened. But try to use the baking paper this way all around. Just cut it in two pieces like that and stick it on the side from inside. After a few minutes of this cooling a little, what we would do is just try to open the spring form a little from the side. Opening the spring with a pastry knife, just go on from the side slowly, loosening the cake. Turn it round slowly and remove it. Let it cool down totally now. But before that, what we shall do just now is we will make a few holes inside like this. Now that it has cooled down, what we should do is so now we take some brandy and just soak this brandy into the cake. You can do the same procedure 1 week later. Do not try to cut the cake now when it is freshly done, otherwise it will be very crumbly. Let it cool down absolutely, and if you want and if you are in a hurry, then 1 day later you can cut it. Now that everything is been soaked up, wrap it in a butter paper. And wrap it up nicely. Just cover it up, tucking the cloth inside, and leave this in a dry place till tomorrow. Do not try to cut the cake right away. Leaving it this way till the next day, just go ahead and cut it. It won't be crumbly, it will be nice and soft, and you will get the taste of brandy. If you want to keep it till your Christmas day, then, as I said, every week you open it up and apply brandy, rum, whiskey, whatever you like. Well folks, try to make this Christmas cake yourself. I'm sure you would love it. Well, till next time, bye bye, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.